Large corporations.
Dollars run the government. I mean,
Where do the dollars come from?
they come from lots of areas.
Exactly. Especially corporations. Not all large corporations, but a lot of large corporations. We want that to stop.
Yeah, but
Wait a minute. Wait. The government prints money.
No, the government don't.
No, the government does not.
Entity called the Federal Reserve. That's a private entity.
But it's a government, quasi-government.
No.
Quasi-government.
Private.
The Federal Reserve is not national.
It's not subject to audit. It hasn't been audited in 99 years.
So, all right. So let me ask you a question. So you want the government to take over the Federal Reserve?
Yes.
We want to return to the silver standard like John Kennedy.
We want them to take it over and shut it down.
I am all over that right there.
That's what,
I'm totally behind that.
That's right.
Sweet.
And also we would like, return to made in America Walmart products. 80% of Walmart products are made in China.
Well, wait a minute. Why do you reckon? Why do you reckon Walmart ships?
Pardon?
Why do you reckon Walmart ships jobs?
It's circular logic, sir. You create a flow chart.
I'm asking a question. I'm not posing any logic here.
No, it's circular logic. If you make in America, buy and sell in America, the revenue stays in America. You've got the flow chart. This is made in America. Circular logic.
But all right, let me ask you a question. You're a business owner.
No, I'm a consumer.
This is supposed.
But that's not what the American business was built on. We exported. We've been an exporting country for so long.
But we don't export anything anymore.
Why do we not export anything anymore?
Because we're having everything manufactured overseas or across the border. Because work is a lot cheaper overseas than across the border.
All right, why is it more expensive overseas?
Our cost of living is higher because our expectations are higher.
It's cheaper. They can pay more.
Our sweatshops in Mexico.
So who's going to pay for
They
those
don't need television, high definition television, Humvees, satellite links, all this. They live peasantry lives, so they can be exploited. They don't have unions, and they're being exploited, and their lives are
wait. You just touched on it right there.
That's right.
The regulations and the unions have driven cost up.
Right, but that provides for the American way of life, which is luxury. If you can conceive of a world in which the people our Americanism is not like this, then you can disregard the unions. But the point is, sir, these unions are putting the corporations, hopefully, in the tripartite checks and balances, state of power. For instance, the government has the federal, executive, legislative. There's no such thing in the corporate world. There's no way to put, the CEOs in check. Nobody.
No, there's a board of directors and there's competition.
But there's no vertical.
There is no competition, though.
There's competing industries.
Hey,
I'm with you on that.
Right, you want to take over filming? Or you don't?
We're totally wrong.
Yeah. Could you
I
take over filming this for me?
100%.
Yeah.
Well, inflation, they pretty much made it up.
You don't make up inflation. Inflation is what the market bears.
You know what fractional thinking is?
They tripled the inflation.
Fractional
They
thinking?
projected, Bush did.
Fractional thinking.
July 18th to
This is something the Federal Reserve does. They take $10 of your money that is invested, as part of the economic cycle, and then they multiply it by like 10, and pretend as if that money really exists.
No, I agree with you.
That's
I
what
agree with you. I think the current administration is manipulating currency right now.
That's why everyone's here now. We're getting together because there's all these issues.
I understand that. I understand the anger and everything else like that. What I don't understand is you're thinking that all right, the corporations are bad, therefore we need to give the government more power to regulate the corporations.
Yes.
When
Because right now the corporations, Mussolini, Benito.
where do you think this
Oh yeah,
whole
because we had
started?
It had nothing to do with
It begins with
When
the
this
Federal
whole
Reserve.
financial collapse started, where do you think
Are
that
you aware of the fact, sir, that on September 10th, 2001, Donald Rumsfeld gave a Defense Department briefing. Donald Rumsfeld.
No, it didn't start with Donald Rumsfeld. This started with the mortgage.
But hear this out. This is 2001, in which he said $2.3 trillion has gone missing from the Defense Department budget.
I understand that. I've heard that. Here's the other thing.
That's an economic hurricane.
This is an economic hurricane. When you've got the federal government that stipulates that you put business practices aside and you're allowed to give mortgages to people that can't afford it and stuff like that. And you drive
But who petitioned? It was the corporate mortgage companies.
No, it
that
wasn't.
lobbied.
It was Barney Frank.
Right, but they were lobbied. They were lobbied by the mortgage companies.
What are you talking about?
They were lobbied by the mortgage companies.
No, they weren't. They were trying to get rid of redlining in suburban areas. And what they stipulated was that you can no longer base sound financial judgment on whether or not you had a job or stuff like that. In other words, if you wanted a mortgage, you got a mortgage.
Right, but it eliminated the lobbyists.
Let me ask you a question. You've got a business and you sell bananas, right? And it costs you 10 cents per banana or green bean to produce. The government comes in and says, I want you to sell that for 6 cents per banana.
There was another person who
What do you do?
done that. You know who that was? Very interesting.
Well, what do I do?
I don't know.
I'd say I'll sell it for A.
Not saying we're doing
what?
that, but
Sell it for
there's
A,
accountability.
right? That's a
We're steering them in the
compromise,
eye.
No.
Right.
Your cost on that is 10 cents.
Oh, my cost.
Your cost on that banana is 10 cents.
Well, I'd say I sell it for 12.
No, the government comes in and says you got to sell it for 6.
No, they were saying who I could sell it to.
I'm telling you, you're going to sell it for 6.
Right. That's the government doesn't do that. It doesn't
The government
set prices.
does that all
It doesn't
the
set prices, sir. The market sets the prices, and the market is subject to eternal flux. Okay, the government does not set prices. What they did in the mortgage was regulate and deregulate at the same time. They gave open permissivity to, and it was the lobbyists. The mortgage companies were
care
greedy.
who it was. It was the government. It may have been the lobbyists,
His daughter
but the
Republican-
lobbyists drove the legislatures to pass the legislation.
No problem.
That set up this whole thing.
Right, but see, we can vote our governments out. We need some kind of checks and balances on these super urban, anonymous elite.
Here's the problem.
We can't
You've got the government causing the problem, and your solution to controlling the corporations is to give the government more power.
I think it's both. We think it's both. I have a question for you. Can I ask one question?
You
Sir,
heard
name
what I
one
said.
single
That's not
conservative
what-
president that has ever begun, run, and won any war in United States history.
Can I ask you one question? Can you tell me one government program that's ever come in under budget and on time?
Let's see. National Endowment for the Arts. No, I don't know. But seriously,
What is it? All right. What does the endowment of the arts produce other than art?
Culture.
Which is the subjective cost on whatever.
Beauty. Like that building right there, the Magical Beer, probably had many grants. It's beautiful. It produces pure beauty. I'm just wondering. There's no conservative president, sir, that have ever, with the possible exception of.
I go back to my prior premise. Your solution to the corporations is more government control. And but you're telling me that you can't name a program that the
streamline.
So you're going to give the government more power, and you think it's going to become more streamlined,
more accurate, more precision power. This is about precision.
All right, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Obama has dumped I don't know how many trillions of dollars into the government now, and it's gotten more efficient.
No. And we're out here now
against the government.
We're bipartisan. We're saying we're taking our vote is every day in our own footsteps.
No, but I understand what you. I mean, we're probably have a good one, sir. We're probably concerned about the same things.
Yes.
We're coming at it from two different.
And that may work. It takes two ways. It takes a left wing and a right wing.
As long as everybody's mad about it, it doesn't matter.
It takes a left wing and a right wing for the bird to fly, sir. Left wing and a right wing for the bird to fly. For the eagle to fly.